My husband had to catch our baby because the doctor wasn't present in the hospital when she was born. This is such a crazy story. And I've waited a hot minute to even tell this story because honestly, it was a really traumatizing moment for me. Like, my last birth was really traumatizing and horrible and awful. And this time it was, doctors were great, staff was great. It was just some of the worst pain I've ever been in. And I kind of feel like I'm ready to talk about it and then I get choked up. So we'll see. We'll see if this makes the light of day. Hey, if you're seeing this, it made the light of day. Anyways, if those of you who don't know, I had to be induced for preeclampsia yet again. Now, this was the best pregnancy I ever had, don't get me wrong. We really thought I wasn't going to become preeclamptic, and then all of a sudden, it sparked on at 35 weeks, and I delivered my daughter at 36 weeks. Now, the induction process is obviously a slow but steady one, and the doctor came in to check me, and I was barely dilating like a centimeter every 2 hours. So we started on the Pitocin, and my water got broke. People have a very controversial opinion about it. I really don't care. As soon as my water breaks, everything just starts happening super quickly and the baby's born within like the next hour. Which I did inform everyone in there. Once my water is broken, I deliver within an hour. This is my 4th child. And ever since my first, as soon as they broke my water, within an hour, the baby comes out. I don't care what my cervix is looking like or effacement or anything like that because none of it matters. She's coming out within an hour. My doctor came in and checked me, and I was screaming in agony at this point. I mean screaming, like stereotypical movie scream. I wanted an epidural before it got too crazy, and they weren't able to get me an epidural fast enough. When they say the last baby comes faster, every kid truly does come faster than the last. They check me while I'm screaming my head off, and I am 6 centimeters dilated and 70% effaced. The doctor had said she was going to go get a C-section out of the way, and by the time she's done with it, I should be ready to deliver. I couldn't respond. She had walked out of the room with all of the other nurses. There was only one nurse who was kind of watching me because this was during lunchtime, so my nurse, who was with me the entire, morning, wasn't there. She was on her lunch break, and the nurse that I had in the room was so... I know I'm being annoying, screaming in pain, but girl, you don't gotta be giving me dirty looks from across the room. Like, come on. If you can't handle people in pain or you're gonna undermine people, don't be a labor and delivery nurse. Like, there are other parts of the hospital for you. Anyhow, she was just giving me dirty looks and huffing and puffing and oh, this girl can't fucking handle her shit. No shit, I couldn't handle it. I was in pain, and rightfully so, because my daughter was delivering herself. I just started screaming, I can't do this anymore, I can't do this anymore. And I was laying sideways on the bed, hunched into my husband, my leg kind of off the bed a little bit. I was at such a dumb angle, but I was paralyzed to this angle. Physically could not get out of it if you tried to move me. You would have probably broke my bone if you tried to move me. Honestly, I was so tight and could not move. I was paralyzed in pain. My husband decided to look under the blanket just to check, and he starts to see the baby's head. He told the nurse, which she so politely decided to walk very slowly across the room to press the button to get everyone in there to deliver the baby. However, by the time she pressed the button and started grabbing gloves, slowly, my husband had the baby in his hands. I did not push. I did nothing but screamed. She literally pushed herself out. And my husband delivered her. Now, I was in so much agonizing pain. I had never felt the ring of fire before. I had an epidural with every one of my kids. And with my last, the epidural did fail. But I guess it didn't fail enough to feel the ring of fire because that was a different pain. And I never intended for it to be an unmedicated birth. I went in fully understanding, I want a medicated birth. And because I already had 3 medicated births beforehand, I didn't even take into account that it could possibly not work. I never prepared myself, which was dumb on my part. But it was the most agonizing pain ever. All the doctors came in, everyone rushed in, they took the baby from my husband, he walked over, washed his hands. He's take care of them, God, take care of them. While all the nurses are asking him, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you gonna pass out? How are you feeling? Are you okay? And he was honestly just a little bit upset that no one was there, and people didn't listen to me. And everyone was more concerned about him and the baby than me. Meanwhile, I'm hemorrhaging. I was hemorrhaging and they had to give me Cervidil? Something. They had to give me a bunch of these pills that they put in your butt in order to stop hemorrhaging. I don't know. I was in so much pain. I was so out of it. At some point they handed me the baby and I'm holding her like a damn football in the like crook of my arm on the bed because I still can't move. I'm still moaning and groaning and it's so much horrible pain. And this poor baby is just like hunched onto me. It took me 2 days before I started actually coming back to reality because I was in such shock and such an adrenaline rush. I couldn't even process anything that was happening. My brain was officially shut off for a little bit there. It was such a crazy experience. I don't understand why nurses and doctors don't listen to the patients and instead just go by the textbook. It is so frustrating as a patient to not be listened to. It is so frustrating to just be overlooked in the labor and delivery room.